Davey, the president of New York City Transit, excited to be here today with Sandy and Keith to talk about taking the 7 train to Citi Field to see the Mets, the amazing Mets, who are playing pretty amazing baseball. And we're hoping and expecting that they'll be playing some amazing baseball into late October, if not longer. So excited to be here today. We have a few announcements that we have been running the last few weeks, and we'll be running through October from Keith and some other former players to encourage fans to take the number 7 out here. A couple things to know about the 7 line. First, it is our best performing line in the entire system. It also has the highest customer satisfaction of any of our lines in the system. Over 70% of our customers in August told us that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the number 7 line. And when you come to a game, particularly during weekdays, we're running 2 or 3 minute service. So usually between innings is even longer than that. I mean, you would get out here so quick to the game. And then when you're leaving the game after a big Mets blowout, we have 3 or 4 trains waiting for you. So if there are crowds coming off, we fill a train and bring another one in. It is definitely the most convenient way to get to this ballpark. So we're excited to be partnering with the Mets and excited to see what they do on the field over the coming weeks. I want to introduce Sandy Alderson, who's the president of the New York Mets, to say a few words. We exchanged hats already, as you can see. I'm excited about that. And by the way, as a kid who grew up in Boston and did watch the 1986 World Series as a 12-year-old, the fact I'm standing here with this hat on should tell you how passionate I am about public transportation and about this team, because I know a few folks back home are probably rolling their eyes. But we're excited to be here. Sandy, please.
We're very pleased to be here. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of the Mets. I'm very happy to have learned that the blowouts that we've been talking about are occurring after the 9th inning rather than the 3rd or 4th has been the case in prior years. I personally ride the 7 train from time to time. Most of our employees do as well. We're very happy to be here in support of the MTA as well as our partners at SNY, and particularly Ron, Keith, and Gary. We always encourage our fans to come by public transit. MTA has been a great partner for us, and very happy to be here in support of all of the things they do for us and hopefully contribute to their success as well. So thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. So I think we're going to play a few of the announcements, in fact, all the announcements, to give you a flavor for what fans are hearing out there on the 7 line. I had a chance when I came out here to watch tennis over the weekend to hear the announcements myself. So shall we cue them up? Great.
Hello, this is SNY's Keith Hernandez. Be an MVP. Please offer your seat to passengers with disabilities or those who are elderly or pregnant. You will be standing up for what's right. And if you see anyone wearing a Washington Nationals hat, give them a seat too. They probably need it.
Attention passengers, this is SNY's Ron Darling. Don't crowd the plate. Please take off your backpack before getting on the train.
This is SNY's Gary Cohen, and this is a Mets Willets Point-bound 7 Express train, the fastest way to get to Citi Field to see the amazing New York Mets. This train is out of here! Out of here!
This is SNY's Ron Darling, and this is a Mets Willets Point-bound 7 local train. Hey, you, over there, in the Yankee shirt, are you sure you're on the right line? Because this train is headed to Citi Field. Let's go Mets.
Attention passengers, this is SNY's Keith Hernandez, and this is a Grand Central bound 7 train, not to be confused with a Grand Slam, which I happened to hit 7 during my career. Let's go Mets.
That's great. Yeah, give him a round of applause. I mean, he hit 7. I mean, at least, come on. That's better than most. So last but not least, I want to introduce Keith Hernandez. Obviously, SNY analyst, World Series winner, great guy, breaker of a 12-year-old's heart in Boston in 1986, but just excited that he's part of our team at MTA. We appreciate you spending the time with us today to say a few words and appreciate recording some great announcements for our fans. Keith?
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of SNY and the New York Mets. And it's kind of fun to hear those recordings that we did. And when we were first asked to do them, we thought it was kind of cool that all of us, Ron and Gary as well, that our voices would be on the subway. And as I lived in Manhattan for 21 years, and I took the 7 train. I lived on 49th and 2nd. I would jump the 6, couple stops down to 42nd Street, and take the 7 out to U.S. Tennis, to Met games. And when I was a St. Louis Cardinal, we used to stay at the hotel in Grand Central, and I took the 7 train. I can't tell you how many times to the ballpark when I was a Cardinal. I couldn't be happier to be a part of this, getting fans to get on the 7 line. I know that when I lived in the city, it was my preferred mode of transportation. In the summer, I lived in Midtown, all the traffic, I got around so much faster on the subway, and I preferred it. And I think that it's a great idea that fans would come out to the Met games. We're going to have October baseball. There's going to be postseason, and hopefully it'll go into November. And what a better way for fans to come to the ball game than on the subway with a bunch of cars full of people, full of Met fans, and sharing the excitement of going to the ball game together.
That's great. Thanks, Keith. Questions from folks?
Any questions, anybody? Fabulous. Covered it. Thank you,
Wow.
everybody. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Gee, no questions. That's,
I know. We covered it all.